Yeah, like that. Here is your bearing. Well-baked swivel hub out of the oven. I'm from Finland. Take it out.
Hi, I am Sami and I want to be Overlander. First, I revealed my ego. This time we are installing the wheel bearings and I'm going to find the right method how to do it in off-road condition with minimal tools. How to replace a bearing incorrectly and how to do it correctly. But before that, I'm going to install this anti-roll bar.
These are 10mm higher front bump stoppers. So this is for the avoiding the fender and tire to touching together if we have a higher wheels. There is some kind of spacers. Yeah, I think it should go this way. I think it's not gonna move anywhere. So here is the lower wishbone arm angle adjusting in here in this bolt, and I take the pictures of these bolts because obviously all markings are gone, so I show you how to adjusting this angle. I just try to put it in the same place where it was before the paint job, and I think it was here. But I see now there is a couple of things. It moves both ways. So you need to see also this bolt end markings and how I can know which bolt I have here now. So obviously I cannot marking it quite correct. So if you see I'm turning this, it could be also very in. But yeah, I need to see the bolt end. Now I see bolt must be quite like this. So anyway, I need to make a wheel alignment, but this is just a rough adjustments. So I'm going to leave it here. It's not very far from where it should be. So I don't tightening the bolts yet, but I make myself new markings here like this, so I can remember when I tightening bolts to put it about here. So when we make the four-wheel alignment, then we can make them correct place. I bought a couple of size ball joint separators, and this is the cheaper model, and this is a little bit more expensive model, and this one is a adjustable gap here. And obviously this one looks like a quite heavy duty, but it can't open enough for the lower ball joint. So let's go see. As I told you, this cannot open enough because the bolt head is quite long. So I think this one can use somewhere in a steering rod ball joints, but not for the lower ball joint, T4. And this one is possible open enough, but now there is a grease coming off if I try to pry this rubber. So let's try to put this tool. It's quite tight because of that rubber, but we don't need to save that rubber. It's not going very in, so this is not very perfect tool for this either. Yeah, it's definitely goes off. You should be very careful with it. Lucky I don't smash my door. So the ball joint is off. Okay, this is going to be quite brutal way to take off this feel hub flange, but I don't want to go to make this in hydraulic press because I want to know how I can do this in the road condition if I need to do this in some remote location. I hope I don't never need to do that and I can manage to drive to the workshop, any kind of workshop where have proper tools. But if I need to take out this wheel hub and then I can use some kind of socket and hammering. I already took off 3 wheel hubs, so this is the last one. Of course you need to have some kind of stance where you can hold this one. You can make it with the wood blocks or something, but because here is this hub, it's not so easy. And I can tell you that hub goes off much easier than the bearing. Now it's go off. Yes, that's it. And usually they goes off like this. I have a one bearing which wasn't go off with the collar. Outer collar stays here in the bearing, in the hub. This you're going to need some knife edge puller, which I don't have. I need to go buy one. I have a new hub, so I don't need to really take off this, but I want to check how it goes if I need to take it off from my wheel hub. Perhaps I'm going to pack one spare wheel hub for just in case if I need to change wheel bearing, so it can be a little bit easier if I don't need to remove this collar. Then let's go to take off wheel bearing. So take off this circlip because there is a tiny cat there, so you can get something lubricate there. It can sliding off easier. This is something what you cannot do. Perhaps you can do if you have air gun in a car. You can hammer it few millimeters, just putting this face down like this. Then you take just proper size socket if you don't have some tubular anything. So I can't press here in the outer section because there is not really place and I don't have big socket enough, but this size going nice inside the bearing, so I just need to hammer it with the bearing. And this is also very brutal work. And let's put here, so every time it's a little bit move, it gets more lubricate. Actually you don't have another way, but it starts to move quite nice. I think it just start to sliding 1 or 2 millimeters. You can feel it when you hit, when it slides. It's a different voice. Now I took off the outer bearing, outer section of bearing. Now you can see inside what kind it is. Definitely, if you can hit it with the metal surface, it can have a more effect. But if you don't have that kind of place, now you can put there more lubricate. Yes, it's sliding off. Long way to go. That's it. Definitely I'm ruining my socket, but I think I don't use this many times. I'm going to clean one old bearing I can use for help to putting new one in. So you don't need to ruin the new by hammering it with the wrong tool. So I can use this one like that for pushing the new one in. So you can get the force in just this outer section. And now you could clean this up, and you see I don't get lots of damage, some tiny hammer marks there. So I'm already trying to install one wheel bearing to the hub, but it's quite difficult to hit in anyway because I don't have hydraulic press, but I try to help it a little bit by heating this. So I put it in the oven and cooking it 80 degrees or 90 degrees, half an hour, couple of hours. It's warm. Any micromillimeters with it get wider can help me. And the bearing I put the freeze. See the wheel hubs. These are Redex wheel hubs, brand new. And there is tiny differences. I think this one is original. There is some kind of slots. I think this one is for make it easier to remove that collar. Some edge like this. This is not the machined same, but I tried the drive shaft already. Another side is quite similar. Let's put these hubs to the freeze. I have one bearing here already. I try several different methods to pull out rear axle bearings, and I hit the big hammer, and without any good results. I just get them move about 1 millimeter or couple, but then I realized it's not good method hammering and making damage and hitting color off from everywhere. So I go to Biltema and I bought this set. This is some kind of front wheel driver puller. It was quite easy to remove with this tool. And there is bearing, pressure bearing. So, and this set was about around 120 euros. So I don't know how many pounds, perhaps 100 pounds or something, $130. Is it worth for use here? I don't working for professional, so I built this one car and then I don't need it so much. And the first bearing goes off quite easy. And this one you need 32 millimeter wrench. I show you how to set it this in the bearing when you pull it off. So you choose from the set proper size inside here, and put this one, a sleeve here, and this spacer. So you have set the tool there, and then take this sleeve cap. This allows the bearing goes inside here, and make sure this bolt have completely greased, so you don't damage threads. And they put the washer here and this high pressure bearing, and then the nut. Make sure you centering everything so the bearing have access to coming off, and like this, and then just tightening the first, yeah, and now it starts to move. This tool is perfect for this job. You don't need to have a hydraulic press and you don't need to take off the bearing housings from the car. So then you don't lose wheel alignments and anything. So this kind of tool you buy obviously when you hit your finger first time with the hammer. So then you definitely don't want to hammering it anymore, and you see now how easy it goes off. Yeah, like that. Here is your bearing inside this sleeve cap. Nice and without any damage. Let's go take our well-baked swivel hub out of the oven, and it's almost, I think it's 90 degrees or something, and don't burn your hands, so use gloves. So our bearing come out from the freeze, and you see there is one edge a little bit more thinner, so I think that way should go in. It's sliding easier to in. Now it's go almost already in there. Then I put it in vise and try to press it with the new tool. I need 2 old bearing. Okay, now it's fine. Get all aligned. It should go in quite easy now. Yeah, nice. This is much better way than the hitting, and you don't need to have a hydraulic press. Perhaps 1 millimeter more. You need to be sure. Now it's definitely all in. Yeah. Now it's nice. So then we take it off from here. I show you, I buy these bearing sets, FAG bearing sets. Here is bolts and nuts, everything, and even this upper wishbone arm nuts, because these are self-locking nuts which you need to change every time you use them. So I make a big work to try to order new. So, and you see now the bearing is complete seated all the way in and without damaging anything. I use this old bearing inside here for the sleeve, and there is this edge where it stops, so it's very good way to make it align. And so now we can install this new. I make a little bit crease here because I want to know it slides in the right position, and when you can turn it inside there, you can know it's in the locking edge. And when you make it in a place, you turn it like this, you can know it's in all the way in the edge. So I see some guys you have falling off this circlip, but now this is definitely on the right position and it's not going to fail. I have a new wheel hubs inside inside freeze, so I'm not going to put this old one. We have one frozen wheel hub, and now I'm going to put it in the place. I'm going to use a little bit this grease again. I need it sliding in. And this time we need to have pressure from inner collar. So this is small enough for inside. Then we put the wheel hub and try to getting it straight. Yeah, it's already a little bit goes in. Put the nut there. Then we just aligning this tool set so we can push it in. It's almost go freely with the hand, but we need a little bit help it. So you see it slides very nice and smooth. Now I have all correct parts in now. It feels a change now. And rest of it goes when you're tightening the center bolt. When you install it in the car. So this set of tools you need to have in your Overlander vehicle so you can change wheel bearing on the road. I know now how it can done. Without this puller tool it's not possible. And you need 2 pieces of old bearing for use as a collar. Now we have a new wheel bearing. Let's take it off and change another one. And make sure your wheelbase is clean. I used the WD-40 scraping wool to cleaning. There was some tiny rust stains. So now it's clean, and I put a little bit some spray Vaseline only for the installation here. The new bearing can sliding inside easier, and it's a little bit prevent from the rust. So let's try to fitting rear wheel bearings now. And the base is clean, and there is this small edge which is different than another side. I think this one should go in there. There is not something marks. I'm not sure how I can start to put it in there in a straight way. But here I need to use this kind of collar inside because this fits better, makes it better align. And then I use again old bearing so I can have a even surface where to push it, and then put again this bearing and the bolt nut. It's important to align anything straight. This tool is definitely my best investment what I have never done for this car. My whole wishbone arm a little bit moved because it's not tightened yet, but I think, yeah, now it's go in. Like a little bit checking anything is aligned and then tightening it. It's sliding in nice, and I think so even. You can just looking at it with your eye, but I think it's go straight. little bit tight. But it's sliding all the time. It was very tight to take off. You should feel when it tightens. How tight? It should be now all the way in. So the last bearing is in, and it's important to check you seated this bearing complete. You can see in this side, and there the bearing is together with the bed. So this is fine. So let's put the circlip. So I put always grease a little bit to this circlip because it's sliding in the slots better. And you see, you turn it like this, you can know it's perfect in the place. You don't need to use any excessive force. This is the last bearing. Now I have all four bearings installed to my T4, and I think I'm going to end this video here because I have lots of more things coming here. I think it's gonna be too long video if I put more material to here, and I can put the rear wheel hubs inside here yet because I need to put the brake shield back here first. I'm almost forgot it because if I put the wheel hub, there is not hole enough to put the brake shield here. And this car have a drum brakes here, and I'm not going to update them. They're working fine, perfect. Thanks for all new subscribers. I'm not sure do you come to looking my T4 project or my overlanding in Thailand and Laos, but anybody is welcome. And anyway, when this car is ready, there is coming more overlanding. So you don't need to carry on the road that big red box where have all these tools. If you're packing them correct, you have two old bearings here for the collar, and this one bigger collar, and all these spacers here, and the bolt and nut, and this one is the knife edge puller, but you need to take off or outer bearing inner collar. So this set is all what you have to carry when you're traveling if you think you need to change the wheel bearing. Of course you need another usual general toolbox also to open the wheel and take out the drive shaft so you can have access to the bearing. But you don't need to take out wheel swivels. You just take out the drive shaft and then use this tool to change the bearing.
Thank you for watching and see you in next episode.
This is the best investment what I have done. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and remember it costs nothing. And next video I'm continue this car, and thank you and see you later. It could not centering.